Well, we're back again with Battlebox. I didn't think we were gonna be. I didn't. And if you missed the update, the explanation, I have canceled my subscription after Order 66. But we've got an awesome viewer, Steve, who really wants to keep going to see what's going on. And he very graciously decided that he was going to pay for the box. So this is his box, not my box. Just like Jason pays for the Smoky Mountain. I'm going to do the unboxing and then I'm going to ship all this stuff to Steve, back to him. So one of the things that people had said was they were afraid since it's not my money at stake anymore, that I will tone it down a little bit. I will not tone it down. I promise to give you the same unfiltered unboxing for this that I've been doing. And I want you guys to remember, a year ago, I loved Battlebox. People would comment that I was too soft on Battlebox, that I went too easy on them because I loved Battlebox because, they're nostalgic to me and I have such a long history getting them on my channel. 60 months of Battlebox, by the way. I have 60 different months. So, yeah. I didn't start at the very beginning, but I started at mission, I think 4 or 5, and there was 1 month where I missed in the middle because I couldn't afford the box that month. So here we go. Battlebox, September 2020. This should be mission 67. Let's see what's actually in this box, and you notice I don't have an anger tent or anything, but I do have some caffeine to keep me going. Interesting shaped, sized box. It's got a little bit of weight to it, so that's nice, I guess. Now what's gonna kill me, absolutely kill me, is that if this ends up being an amazing, awesome box, like the box I always wanted it to be, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. But let's see what we've got. Why do they even put this on there? They never, they never fill it out. Anyway, okay, so let's see what we've got in store for mission 67. You can win a free t-shirt. Do some advertising for them, but free shirt's free shirt. Free hat. Okay. So what do we got? I actually don't hate some of the items just looking at them. Fantastic then. I promise I am not going to go... What's that smell? Oh, soap. Okay, I hate some of the items just looking at them. It's... Ugh. All right, so let me get everything out, so that we can do the proper look-see. Now, Steven has given me kind of the same permission to open stuff up, and really look at stuff the same way Jason has. So, it's not just going to be a show and tell. I'm actually going to get into this stuff and look at it, even though it doesn't belong to me. So let's take a look at our mission card. There's some stuff in here that actually is good quality gear that I've gotten in other boxes. I mean, sure, other folks put it in their boxes a year ago, but still. Let's see. So, I'm still going to put this out there, though, because it benefits you guys. So I have a referral link that I'm going to throw in the video description, and if you like Battlebox and you want to subscribe, and I'm not saying you should and I'm not saying you shouldn't, I'm saying you make your own decisions. My opinions are my opinions. It doesn't necessarily have to be your opinion, but you look at what you see, and if you like it, you can use that, save $10 off your first box, and then we get some Battlebox credit. And what I've been using it for is to pick up some cool items for the next giveaway if I ever actually get to like 150K subs. Maybe I'll just lower expectations and go to 100. But they've got some cool knives on the Battlebox Bazaar. That's what I want to use those points for. So, you help everybody else, and maybe yourself if you're the winner of that or something. But anyway, let's take a look at what we've got. So Battlebox comes in 4 different flavors: Basic, Advanced, Pro, and then Pro Plus. And it's an actual goddamn fucking knife this month. 3 months in a row, no knife of the month. And now they're back to an actual knife. So, alright. So the way it works is, there's the basic box, you subscribe to that, you get that. If you subscribe to Advanced, you get the basic box and the advanced. And if you subscribe to Pro, you get all that stuff. If you get the Pro Plus, and I'm going to be careful now because they stopped calling it the Knife of the Month Club or the Knife of the Month. It used to be the Knife of the Month, and every once in a while it was something else. But you get what should be the Knife of the Month, because that's what they, I mean, that's what they started it as, and that's really what attracted me to the Pro Plus box. That's what I used to pay for. So that's the highest. We're going to talk about this knife. I'm familiar with this knife. Well, I've seen it anyway. Sorry, I don't want to jump ahead. But so, you know, if you get the Pro Plus box, you get everything plus the knife or tool of the month, we'll say now, because we got, I think it's even over here now. This was the Pro Plus for Order 66. You know, and this is great, but this isn't, you know, we've gone from even this MSRP of $110. We used to get $150, $200, once even like a $250 MSRP knife of the month. And, you know, it's dropped significantly, you know, but anyway. So we're going to go through the basic box, the advanced box, the Pro box, all the way up to the Pro Plus, and take a look. Now, I will also say that these values that they give you here, they're all MSRP. Okay, so my viewers, I love to point this out. They are awesome. Like, if I had an actual company to run, I would hire viewers straight off of YouTube to do my finance department, because they are so good at like that. Like an hour after the video's posted, they're like, hey, you know what? They listed this as this value. You can find it for X, Y, and Z at these places too. You guys are awesome the way you do that. So keep in mind that most of the time you can find these things for less than the MSRP value. Okay, that's just what they listed as in here. Ready? Yeah? So first we've got the BattleTac concealment holster for $24.95, and I'm gonna move some stuff off the desk while we look at it. BattleTac is a Battlbox owned company, by the way. I like pointing that out because it's one thing to source really good quality items from somewhere else. It's another thing, and people argue with me like, why shouldn't they do this? Well, okay, maybe why shouldn't they? But, you know, if you're just going to throw stuff from your own company in the box, you know, you could say it's worth whatever you want. It doesn't necessarily make it true. So what is this thing? It is a big plastic plate with an elastic band on it. Great. The Glock is currently in the shop getting recoated and stuff. You've seen it in a few videos. It was wearing things. So you put this under a desk. Okay. You screw this to under a desk and you put your gun in here. So this is what it is. It is literally a piece of plastic and a piece of elastic. And while there are some situations where I guess this works for you, I got kids in the house. I'm not keeping an unsecured firearm around. I guess you could still put a trigger lock in this thing. But I keep the handgun in a lockbox with a combo that I know, in a place that I have easy access to it at all times. In the house anyway. Like this is... Sorry, so $25 for a piece of plastic with elastic. Dude, you can make this from Hobby Lobby for probably a quarter of the price. Oh, but they give you screws and a sticker. So there you go. If you're not worried about the safety factor, I mean, I guess it's functional. I don't have anything to put in here right now to test how well it retains, or like, can you put anything in here? Does it take any size frame? Home, office, retail, law enforcement, military. Military? What? Okay. You're not throwing this under your desk in the... Oh, that pisses me off. No. You can't just walk in to the first sergeant and be like, hey, shirt, I'm gonna strap my desk up today, and I'm fucking stupid. No, you know, I hate the idea. Sorry, here's Doc P's rant. I hate the idea that people have that on base, everybody's walking around with a gun all day, all the time. Like, You know, and then you see the, like, when like a terrorist thing like happens, like in Pensacola, these fucking dumbass gun control people are like, oh, well, if it happens in the military where everybody's got a gun, it can, you know, what is owning a gun do, blah, blah. No, it doesn't work like that. You're only allowed on base to carry a firearm if it is in the scope of your duty performance, like at that moment in time. We have armories. We don't keep gun. You don't walk around with a holster on all day unless you're MP, Security Forces, Shore Patrol, something like that. Unless you're on actual security duty, nobody's walking around, you know, with their rifles. Now, downrange, when you're deployed, of course you're armed up. But sorry guys, you know, you see it in movies all the time, and every time there's some kind of incident, active shooter or whatever, it's never with an authorized weapon. It's always a service weapon that they have unauthorized in their hand that they're not supposed to have at the time, or a privately owned weapon that was not supposed to be carried on base. There's very strict rules on the possession of private firearms on any base or post or whatever. So my point is, military, fuck you, no. I don't know, you know, I'm not a cop, but I'd love for some LEOs to chime in. Like, are you allowed to just stick a random firearm unsecured under your desk in any police station? Is that how it works? Home office retail, sure. You know what? I could get, you know, stand your ground, but okay. I have a very fine tolerance for bullshit. Where am I going to put this? I'm going to put this directly in don't like it. And here's why. I can make the exact same thing if that's what I want. We already talked about the gun safety factor. There's no security for it. Anybody who finds it is going to be able to rip that gun right out of there and use it. And it's, you know, another way for them to put Battlebox brand items in the box and be like, oh, we sourced this. No, you probably had it sitting around in a warehouse. Just imagine how much more fun this would be if I chose to drink. But the boys are around right now, so I'm not going to do that. All right, so there we go. Oh boy, are we going to have some fun, guys. Actually, no, we're not. So the Grenade Soap Company Microfiber Travel Camping Towel with Storage Bag. I can't talk any smack about these things. There was a point in my life where I might, but you know what? On every deployment, I have used these things. Grenade Soap Company, another Battlebox owned company. Okay, so we've got that whole thing, but these microfiber towels, this is all I would use when I was deployed. Like, and it holds water so well. It is so absorbent. So like when we had the luxury of showers and stuff, like in the Cadillacs, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. This would get your whole body dry coming out. Even in like if we were in some of the more humid areas, and yeah, the whole desert's not dry. Like the Middle East, there's some really humid areas that you could go fight in. So like this worked really, really well. It's also really, really good because it's so absorbent. You can get it wet and like with cold water, and you can make a wrap for yourself. And it will help keep you cool. And these big size ones are actually, you know, you go to like the BXPX. Well, this isn't the biggest size. This is like the medium size. They're not cheap. So believe it or not, I would enjoy this. Now this is still, it's not the kind of thing I would expect to go in a battle box, but at the same time, aside from the actual value of what it's for, you could use this for lots of survival stuff. It's not the best filter if you're trying to make like a water filter, but it'll work. Because it's so absorbent, you got to really get it saturated before water starts percolating through. But it is excellent. It's lightweight. It's very soft. So if you need to make like a sun protective garment, you know, you can wrap your head in it. It's not, it's absorbent, but it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Insulative, you know, so it's not going to hold heat in on you that well. So like in the desert, it is, you can cover yourself with it. And if you need to make a little kind of shelter area, you can use this. And because it is very absorbent of the water, it's going to get wet, but it'll give you a couple minutes to kind of gather up stuff. Like if this is all you had, like, and you were in an area where you needed to protect yourself from the elements, you could use this and because of the way it absorbs the water, it'll give you a couple minutes as it's absorbing water before it just leaks all the way through, where you could gather up the stuff that can't get wet and move it. What a bunch of people did in the desert, though, like I said, was they'd cut it into strips. I saw them cut it into strips, soak it in some water, and just put it around their necks. And, you know, you pay like $6, $7, $10 for those frog tog type things. These are not as good as those, but they work. And so think about how many of those things you can make, you know, out of one of these. They're great for the gym, too. Really good for the gym because they're so lightweight. I have lost every one of these mesh bags that has come with one of them because they all have these straps, and like I basically just fold them up. Unlike a regular towel, you can fold them super small, stuff them in the bottom of a rucksack. I have a bunch of these around, and I use them here in the house too. Like they're pretty good. So I cannot hate on this item. I like this item. What's the I didn't even look at the MSRP. What is it? $24.95. Unfortunately, that's probably close to what you would pay in like the BX, PX, or now it's just the Exchange for something like this. By the way, you put this in the washing machine with a little bit of fabric softener. Oh, it's so soft, and it still works no matter what anybody tells you. So, yeah, I'm actually gonna have to put this one and like it. It's not peekaboo, peekaboo. It's not the kind of thing that you know you think about in a Battlebox, but it has many, many uses. And this is, I'll fold it back up later. Definitely would make good use out of this. So, yeah, cool. All right. Not bad. Next, we've got, they have their own 550 cord. Southern Survival glow-in-the-dark reflective 550 cord. So for $25, and it's glow-in-the-dark and reflective, which is great. But are we just paying $25 for 550 cord? Like, is that their branded 550 cord? Because, not for nothing, but I can find glow-in-the-dark 550 cord for a lot less than that. Even the glow-in-the-dark reflective stuff. Now, they give you a little cinch strap, which is nice. I mean, you can use this to keep your 550 cord together. It's 100 feet of 550 cord for $25. It's got reflective little threads in it, which is cool. But again, I can find this stuff all over the internet for a lot cheaper. I mean, go on Amazon and look up glow-in-the-dark reflective 550 cord. You'll find it. At least it doesn't. Yeah, and it's not, you know. Okay, so I'm just going to throw, like, if you get Survivor cord or something like that for the same price, it's not only got the 7 inner strands, but it's got the copper wire, it's got the fishing line, it's got the fire starting line all inside of it. I think they may have a glow-in-the-dark one, I don't know. But there's a reason that some brands sell you 100 feet of 550 cord for $25. And I have some, I'm just not getting up to go get it right now. But $25 just because it glows in the dark is like, that's a nerd tax. That's what that is. Just looking on Amazon now, there's 100 feet of glow-in-the-dark 550 cord. Doesn't have the reflective stuff in it, but $11.64 with free shipping. There's $8.49, 100 feet reflective glow-in-the-dark paracord. Now it's a little different. The whole cord doesn't glow, but the reflective stuff reflects and glows. $8.49. $15.99, and it looks pretty much the same over. I mean, so my point is, it is cool, and I'm sure you can have good uses. And there's never a time you don't need paracord, but at a rip-off price, no, thank you. And if you really need both reflective and glow-in-the-dark cord, you know, you can find it for cheaper. I am going to do a little test here, though, just because we have it. All right, let's check it out. I know it looks very bright on camera, but to see it firsthand, like in front of me, it's not that great. It does look a lot brighter on camera than it does in real life. And yeah, there's a little ambient light there. But I mean, look how fast it, see how fast that glow diminishes too? You can barely tell the glowing part apart from the non-glowing part. 100 feet of high quality power cord for like $10, $11. Awesome. You want to charge me another couple bucks for your glow in the dark or reflective? Awesome. But $25 for your branded stuff? Rip off. Absolute rip off. So I got to put this in meh. I mean, it's a total meh. And the sad part is there are the fanboys that are going to see the name Southern Survival and jump all over it just because it's branded. And not compare it to anything else online. But you know what? In all fairness, I used to be a fanboy of some companies. Benchmade, for example. I used to think that anything Benchmade was better than anything else. But meh. Total meh. Which is sad, because I love 550 cord. I have a giant, like, Tupperware thing full of 550 cord, but you want to rip people off for it, you know, you're an asshole. Here comes soap. You guys ready for soap? This is what was stinking up the box. Now, we've seen Grenade Soap Company before in the all too infamous DOP kit box. You remember that? Everybody loved that. So this is Battlbox's, again, their company. So they're giving you soap, a $9 bar of soap, which is a total filler item. And this is what's making the stink. It says a brawny fragrance of pure rawhide on a clear day. I've smelled rawhide. This is not it. And you know, the truth is, if you get used to it, it's not too bad. Just when I opened the box, I wasn't expecting it. But, oh, this one, the other one I had was missing the steel cable. So, you know, this is your don't drop the soap rope. And you can put it in, or you could, you know, make it out of whatever you want. But don't you remember this in the DOP kit? They had the they had this, and they had the taint thing, you know, scrubber. It's not too bad. It's not too bad a smell, but I mean, an $8 bar, $9 bar of soap as an item. At least it's in the basic box. And again, an item from their own brand. I don't get it. This is going straight and don't like it. And somebody could make the argument, and I would also make the argument, that hygiene out in the field is important. They gave us a towel, right? Okay, but there are other more important things that I would throw in than a bar of their soap. Now I wonder this. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm wondering if they do the thing that conglomerates do, where they have these different companies, you know, and they're actually, you know, and when you look at the holdings, they're actually like different LLCs and everything. So Battlbox buys a bunch of soap from their own company that they own, but it's registered then as, you know, a business expense for Battlbox, but also as profit, you know, on the books for Grenade Soap Company, so that they can show, you know, how much sales they've had and everything. But it's like, it's all in-house anyway. I don't know. Just saying. Don't like it. Soap. Yeah. No. Fuck you and your soap. And that's everything in the basic box. 1, 2, 3, 4 items. And this is, again, this is what I'm talking about, my disappointment with Battlbox. There was a day where you'd get not only like 6 or 7 items in the basic box, but they'd be a lot better than soap or way overpriced 550 cord. I mean, seriously. And I get it. It's a business. They're out there to make money. But they're doing it by screwing their customers. And if some customers don't care, they don't care. That's on them. But you know what? When I give an honest opinion, and that's what people, I think, like about me, except it's also funny to watch me lose my shit sometimes. You know, my honest opinion is, if people are willing to be taken advantage of like that, that's fine. But all right. So let's move on to the advanced box. And the first item in the advanced box is Biofilm Defender H2O. Standby one. I got to read about that. Okay. It doesn't seem like a bad idea, actually. So what it does is, anybody that's ever stored water in like any kind of container over time, you notice the disgusting scummy film that can form. Even totally clean water. You put totally clean water in there. in a clean container. It can happen, and this defends against it. And it comes with a free test kit. Interesting. This is another one where I want to be mad. It's got a little copper test. Okay. I want to be mad, but at the same time, when you're talking about survival or and basic, even military operations out in the desert, out in the woods, anywhere, water is life. Of all the things you can go without, water is, you go the shortest distance without. There's, sleep too you need, but we're talking about the pillars of survival. You've got to be hydrated. You've got to have water. You will get dehydrated and die much sooner, much sooner than you will ever die from starvation. And some people will say, like, oh, well, drink dirty water is better than drinking no water. Well, no, because if you end up with giardia or dysentery or something like that, and now you are, you've got like explosive diarrhea, honestly, and all that stuff, you're losing all the fluid that was in your body twice as fast as normal dehydration, and you've actually now accelerated that death process. So as much as I would love to be like, what the hell, this is a smart item, and you combine this with the Aquapod that they sent out. I think I've said this before. I gave the Aquapod to my dad and my stepmom, who live like right in the middle of the Ocala National Forest. And within a couple weeks, they had a hurricane and they had no water or whatever, but they used the Aquapod. The Aquapod actually worked out really well for them. So that was pretty cool. And you can use this. This is actually, all right, it goes in measured in drops. 1 drop to 1 quart, a gallon, and then up to 55 gallons. So, so this treats 55 gallons, this thing. Wait, what vial? Oh, no, the box treats 330 gallons. There's a measuring vial that treats 55 gallons and keeps that slimy microbial crap off your water. You know what? I'm going to put this one in like it. I need to get my hands on this. However, stand by. They're giving us an MSRP of $48.95. All I did was type the name into Google, and the second result right there, $39.95. So, of course, the value of the box is never what it says. But I'm still going to put this in like it, because the survival mind in me, in the field mind in me is like, dude, anything to preserve water is good. Water. Gotta send somebody some packs and some water purification tablets, and I keep forgetting to do it. So, next in the advanced box. I hate these. Gotten things like this in a couple different packages. And so this is $26.99. Another heirloom vegetable kit. 40 seed packs. Okay. I am more likely to use this to just start a garden in the back of the house than I am in anything else. And so this is when, and I invite people to comment on this. You're going to have 2 schools of thought here. You're going to have the, well, it's good to grow your own food in emergency and it's got trade value and all this. Yeah, okay. Versus, this is a spot where you could have a really good piece of gear. I could have a really nice big knife and I could stab you in the gut and take your food. I'm kidding. But, a lot of people don't, and I'm serious about it. A lot of people think a seed is, throw in hole and grow plant. If you haven't grown your own garden, it is a kind of thing where you need to give it attention. You need to be in one place in one, for a period of time. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. And, if you can't just do it, and not all things sprout at the same time. Now, I don't know if they've checked it and all these things are in the same, grow cycle and the same harvest cycle and all that, But when you look at seed packages, if you go and you actually buy them, it says plant in here, harvest here. So while I do recognize there is a certain value in this is locking you into a location. Once you start doing this, and God forbid you start and you have to bug out from that area, and this was your food plan, guess what? It's gone. I think that there are, my opinion, there are better ways to spend your money. There are better food options in an emergency. And yeah, a vegetable garden is renewable caveat again, if you know what you're doing and you can sustain it. And not every plant is perennial. Some are only annual. Or maybe I've got that completely ass backwards. But one means it blooms every year, and one means you have to replant it every year. I don't know. I'll probably look it up by the time I edit this and know if I've made a mistake or not. But, you know, some of these might need to be replanted every year. And so if you're not thinking ahead and you don't save the seeds that come out... My point is, it's a very workload-intensive way to collect food. Now, if you're happy with the seeds and you're like, yeah, I'll trade these off for other supplies in the apocalypse, good on you, dude. Go for it. But $26.99, and I know I've seen these kinds of things for cheaper. It's going to go in the don't like it. I feel like that's a space we could have had another kick-ass piece of gear. Okay, guys, so that's everything in the advanced box. So we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. All right. Let's go to the Pro box. And the Pro box actually... So we got this about a year ago, the Solo Stove from PMP. And I wasn't sure. I actually... we had a really fun time putting a video together, me and the boys, testing the Solo Stove against a couple other... you know, field stoves, and I'm going to put that video as an end screen so you can check it out if you want. And we actually we used it exactly, and we tested it against, like I said, some others. And I will say I had my doubts on this thing at first, and I was totally converted to the Solo Stove team when this thing was done. When, you know, depending on how you're trying to cook, I mean, this thing, number one, it is awesome. It works great. It's not always the fastest method, but speed isn't always your goal. I mean, it cooks hot, it burns hot, it is easy to use, it's lightweight, it's small, and it makes a cool noise. So, I mean, this is the whole thing right here. Now you can flip that up, right, and then you put your stuff over there. You put your actual pieces of, I mean, you throw wood, actual just wood or whatever else you want to burn in this thing, and the design, it sucks the oxygen, you know, the air straight from the air up and into, and it burns quick and it burns hot. This is worth it. This is an absolutely great item to have. I can't say anything bad. Once again, now I'm pissed because they're really good, you know, items in this one. I already have one of these. I actually have two. I have this size. And there's a, are they going to show it in here? I forgot what the names are, but there's like a family size one. There it is. And the Solo Stove Campfire. And these are expensive, but based on how well the Solo Stove Light worked, I was willing to throw the money down immediately on the Campfire one. Because you can just cook so much more, you know, food. It's got very easy to use instructions there. You know, I like to use a little bit of fire starter inside of the thing. You can use just dry twigs and tinder, though. It is pretty good. Definitely good. Check out the video in the end screen, though, and see us have some fun, you know, boiling some water and making fires and seeing, we actually time how long it takes for everything to go, and then we eat some, I think, Mountain House, maybe, or something. We eat some chicken soup, chicken noodle crap, I don't know. But this one's got to go, and I like it. I mean, it is a good item. Just to throw it out there, though, for the price that they're saying, their MSRP $89.99, you can get the Solo Stove Titan for the exact same price, free shipping, you know, Amazon Prime. So once again, the prices, the MSRP versus the actual real value doesn't line up, but the piece of gear itself is a really good gear. I have to put this one and like it because it works. I mean, it just works. That's all that matters to me. It works. We really liked it. So that brings me to what has historically been my favorite part of the entire unboxing. Hey, it's actually a knife this time. I have never owned a Revo knife. I've looked at them, though, and I've come really close to buying, well, I guess not this exact model, but sorry for the shadow. So they say that this is a first release because of the carbon fiber. I'm going to tell you flat out, this exact same knife with G10 is less than $50. So they're more than doubling the price because of the carbon fiber. And okay, I'm telling you, when these things hit actual stores like Blade HQ, I don't think it's going to be more than $80, if that much, because of the carbon fiber choice. But here's all your info. Some of their other ones. They got some cool looking designs that I really want to check out. And I'm kind of pissed off I don't have this knife. I want this knife. I missed out on that. But there's a Revo sticker. The thing is, $110. I mean, I know I'm always talking about Kubi because I really like their brand. They give you good quality stuff. And I was just looking online the other day. For like $10 more, you can get an S35 VN blade, anodized titanium frame lock with a carbon fiber scale from Kubi. I mean, for $10 more versus a liner lock with D2. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, 110 is... All right, let's look at the knife before we start talking about the price. So, you've got some red or kind of orangish, they look red to me, barrel spacers, nice flow-through design. It is nicely done carbon fiber. I've seen better, but it's not bad. It's got some nice milling in there to give you some grip. You got steel liners, perfectly centered. Deep carry clip with absolutely no options, but you know what? Ooh, that's not so bad. That won't tear your pocket up too much. But deep carry clip, let's just be happy they gave you a deep carry clip. Tip up, right hand only. Oh, that's smooth though. The blade shape is that kind of leafy shape, which is good for a lot of different things, actually. Guys, I know you guys, some people are going to say like, oh, you went easy because it wasn't your money. No, I wanted to hate everything in the box. I really did. And I am pissed off at the stuff I'm pissed off at. And I'm pissed off that I'm missing out on some stuff. But besides the fact that it's grossly overpriced, this knife doesn't seem like a bad knife. And I would be happy to carry it around a little bit. So you can feel bearings at work there. Based on this little tiny flipper, it's got a great detent, nice mechanics. It's comfortable. You don't really feel that clip in your hand at all. This blade shape reminds me of some other survival type blades I've seen. So number one, let's just look at it. You've got a very nice swooping curved belly, great for slicing, okay? Fine edge. This is a great multi-purpose blade. And it's a nice solid, look at the thickness there. It's a nice solid chunk of D2. Now, of course, we're gonna have the D2 argument that we always have. I like D2. It is a good, rugged, used steel blade if you take care of it. Yes, if you don't take care of it, you're gonna end up with some corrosion. It is, it used to be considered premium. It's really not a premium steel anymore. It's been surpassed by a lot of better steels, which is why I think the $110 price tag on this is kind of ridiculous. Especially thin liner lock, although lockup is pretty good. But, I think the price tag is a little much. There are some features. I'd love to have some jimping on there, although you do get a nice two-finger lock. Like I said, it is comfortable to carry. Liners are a little bit thin, especially considering that's your lock for like real hard use. But the blade style is good for multiple uses. Pretty well done. I felt a little better, but I've certainly felt much worse. Actually I should say it's a very nicely done edge. Again, like so many knives, a little time on a strop, and that's not a negative criticism. That's like a lot of knives could use a little strop when you get them. Great action. Lockup hasn't changed at all. No stickiness. Still perfectly centered. Action is still action. You know, the action's getting better as we use it. So it's breaking in a little bit. It's a nice knife. I like the knife. I would enjoy carrying this knife. I would like to have it just to use and experiment with. It's a kind of knife that I might get. I would never pay $110 for this, especially not when you can get the G10 skilled version for like $40 to $50. Absolutely not. And all things are the same. It's just the handle material. It would be, you could even, for less than $110, you could get the G10 version and get somebody to make you custom carbon fiber scales, depending on who you work with. But it is a nice knife. It's a good knife of the month. I like it. It's something I would carry around. So there you go. Knife is going on. I like it. So, you know, I'm not regretting canceling because God knows what's coming next. But I think Steve has, I don't know, I think he lost a little bit on this box. The knife, I get it. It's a first run of this. You know, it'd be nice if it was marked that way somewhere, to let you know. But it's the first production run of this knife. So they're grossly overvaluing it. Great. I can't wait to see what the price ends up being when it hits like Blade HQ or Knife Center. This is not a $25, $26 thing of paracord. They're trying to make money. They're, you know, trading off their new name is all they're doing. And then these things I don't even want to get into. I guess what I'm most upset about when I think about Battlebox now is that they used to legit be a company that could be called Battlebox. And if you want to shift your whole paradigm, do that. But don't scam people by calling it Battlebox. Call it Prep Box. Call it Survival Box. Well, they can't call it Survival Box. Call it Southern Survival Box, you know? But don't, you know, that's, you know, the thing is, me and a bunch of other people, we bought into and we subscribed for a specific product, and that product no longer exists. My opinion only. It's a different kind of thing, and to some people, it's a very valid kind of deal. I really appreciate the fact that Steve is letting me take a look at what's here, because I know that a lot of you guys really enjoy the Battlebox unboxings videos, and this box is not terrible. It's not super great, but there are some very good items in it. We'll see what comes in the next month. I don't know. This probably was not as angry and hate-filled as a lot of you wanted to see, but you know, I'm not just putting on a show for you guys either. You know, I'm giving you, you know, I want to be honest with you guys. I don't want to. I probably could get a lot more views if I just went totally knife box sucks on this and screamed and yelled and cursed and threw stuff around, which I did want to do with the soap. I wanted to throw the soap, but it's not my soap. If it was my bar of soap, I probably would have tossed it across the room. Anyway, I'm still dedicated to giving you guys, you know, legit opinions, even if it's not the exact video you came here to see. Sorry, but that's what you're gonna get. So, anyway, I'm excited to see what you guys think of this. Your comments always matter. Let's discuss. What do you think? And I guess that's it. So, as always, please remember, you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon. Check out these videos coming up.